Good morning. Mrs. Mama E is here, and I thought I'd show you my face since I put makeup on today for the first day in a week. Nothing I can do with the hair. It's crazy. So, I have a fun project for us to do today and learning a little bit about the country of Japan. So, here we go. So the National Cherry Blossom Festival is in Washington, D.C., commemorating a gift from the mayor of Tokyo City. And every spring, the cherry blossoms bloom. And you can see them here in the Washington. Hokusai did many prints and paintings of Mount Fuji in his artwork. Today, I'm going to lead you through a painting of springtime at Mount Fuji. Okay, for our springtime in Mount Fuji project, you're going to need some paper. You are going to need some crayons. If you have a blue marker, get that out. Make sure it's like a Crayola or a washable one, not a Sharpie. And some water and a brush, if you have it. All right, so Mount Fuji, remember it's a volcano in Tokyo, or excuse me, in Japan. I'm not sure if it's near Tokyo or not. And it's still active, so it still releases stuff every once in a while. So I want you to draw what you think a volcano would look like. So sometimes volcanoes that haven't done anything for a while might have snow on top. Maybe you just want to draw a pretty brown mountain, and that'd be okay. Maybe you want to make it so it's got lava coming out. That would be fun too. I'm just going to make a nice, quiet volcano that's not doing anything. And volcanoes aren't perfectly straight, so we can make some nice bumpy lines. I'm going to leave some room for snow on top, because it's probably pretty cold still at the top of Mount Fuji, even though it's springtime. Okay, so I'm going to color my mountain. And I'm not going to color it great, because I'll show you this is a really cool trick we're going to do with our blue marker later on. I'm just going to fill it in with brown. Fill it in, scribble, color, whatever. I might want to put some green down here at the bottom. Like it looks like that's not a very good green. Maybe like there's some trees or grass at the bottom of Mount Fuji where it's warmer. Because it's always going to be warmer at the bottom of the mountain than at the top of the mountain. The higher you go on a mountain, the colder it gets. Even out in Colorado, I remember going out in Colorado on spring break one year, and at the bottom it was gorgeous, and we were all wearing our t-shirts and shorts, and then we got to the top of the mountain, and it was freezing. There was even snow on the ground. Fun, fun. All right, might put a little bit of gray in there toward the top. I'm going to leave that white. Well, actually, I'm going to get my white crayon out, and I'm going to color it white, and you'll see why later on. Okay, I'll color it white, pretend there's snow here. Might put a little bit of brown in there at the top, like rocks or something, and then around the rocks I'm going to put some white crayon. All right, now for our cherry blossoms, and I think it's just such a cool part of history that the leader of Japan gifted all those beautiful trees to Washington, D.C., and now that we have an everlasting legacy over 100 years now, that those cherry trees have been blooming in Washington, D.C., and giving us a beautiful sight every spring. Okay, so I'm going to start drawing some branches, like pretending they're coming in from the sides, and I'm looking through them to the mountain. So I'm just going to draw some branches and make some Ys to make smaller branches. Just make more Ys, or Vs, I guess. Make a branch and make another little Y, V, make another little V. And that's how we do branches. Just V them out. V, V, V. All right, so I got one there. I'm going to do a couple over here too. I'll do a really long branch up here. Fill up that corner of my paper so it's not quite so boring looking. More V's. I have lots and lots of branches here. You know, I might want to make that one thicker. It's going to be have to be, the main branch should be thicker to hold the other branches, right? Yeah, like if you ever try to climb a tree, the farther out you get on the limb, the smaller the branches get. Okay, I'm going to do one more here. I'll make this one go up at an angle a little bit, like it's going toward the sun. Because that's really how all plants grow. They grow toward the sun. Even trees and their branches, most of them will go at an angle, won't they? Some of them will go at an angle down. One more here. I even want to put the trunk of it right here. If you want to do the trunk on the side, fill up some space. Okay, now, so the cherry blossoms are pink and maybe with just a little bit of red. So you might want to get some different pinks and reds and experiment with the ones you like best. And then at the end and around, we're just going to put little dots. I have different pinks and some reds. Scatter them around. Fill up your cherry blossoms. Or fill up your branches with cherry blossoms, I should say. Put them like they're growing out. And if they don't touch the limbs, that's okay. Because there's going to be so many, you know, if you remember that picture I showed you on the video earlier, there's so many blooms on the trees, you couldn't even see the limbs. So that's okay. The more you put on here, the better. Okay? Lots and lots and lots and lots. I'll get some of my dark pink here. Let's start putting those on there. So I have some different kinds of pinks. Make it a little bit more interesting. I've always heard that Japan is a very beautiful country. I had a teacher once who was telling me that he had visited there, and it was so green, and Japan is very good about conserving their natural places and forests and rivers and keeping their environment really clean and protected. And it's one of those places that I've always wanted to visit. I guess you could say that's on my bucket list to visit someday, is Japan. Okay, so get some more in here real quick. Now remember, I'm doing this really quickly to show you guys. You guys are going to spend much more time on your beautiful drawing than I am. And yours is going to look way better than mine. I just know it. All right, so when you've got as many cherry blossoms as you want on there, a couple more there, get some more pinks in here, I guess. All right, so when you get as many as you want on there, you can do that. Okay, so now you can do this with watercolor at home. If you have watercolor, you can use a blue watercolor, and we're going to do the sky. And I'm going to show you a little bit what happens when I start painting over it. What's going to happen, see what happens? The crayon resists the watercolor. You can't go over the crayon. It kind of pushes the paint away, and it has this beautiful, and it shines through the paint. And it just looks so pretty. Now, I know that not all of you have watercolor at home, and that's okay. I got a great hack to kind of make your own watercolor. This is where that blue marker comes in. It's important that it's a washable, like a Crayola marker, and not permanent. So I'm going to do it over here a little bit. So what you can do is you're just going to start kind of really quick coloring the sky. Even color over the branches. It's okay. And then, when you've got it all colored in, you can take your water and start smearing it. And look what you've done. You've made your own watercolor paint. Isn't that awesome? Yeah, and it looks almost exactly like that. So you just smudge it out and add water to it, and you can pull that marker way over here, way over there, and you just fill it in with your sky. And see what, remember what I said? Oh, look, now you can see where I colored with that white crayon. Isn't that cool? So if you run out of paint, you don't have any more to pull down, just stop. Maybe add a little bit more marker like this. You don't need to color the whole thing. You can see we spread it out. And then just start adding your water and pulling it more until you've got a beautiful sky. Now you could even do this with other colors of markers. You could do like reds and oranges and yellows and make it like a sunset over Mount Fuji. That would be cool. And then when you're done, just let this dry and you'll have a beautiful picture of Mount Fuji. And I'll show you one more thing. I gotta get my brown marker. Hold on. So I drew with brown crayon here. I'm gonna take my brown marker and I'm gonna do the same thing. I'm just gonna put some brown marker on top of that real quick. Doesn't even have to look pretty. I'm going to take some more of that water and I'm going to use that to kind of fill in some of those places I didn't paint or I didn't color so well. Give me another brown to pull in. And there you go. That is our springtime on Mount Fuji. And like I've said before, get creative, go crazy. And I would love to see your painting commented below. All right, I'm going to give you one really quick other project you can do that's really fun with the same technique. Secret messages. This is where you can take that white crayon and you can write a secret message, like to your mom or your brother. Let's see. I'm going to write a secret message here. And you can't see what I'm writing. But same thing, you can either use your marker to do this, or if you have watercolor at home, you can do this. I'm going to do it with watercolor since it's faster to show you. So you can take your secret message, write it, give it to your friend, and they'll know how to find the secret message. And all they got to do is cover it with paint. That red's not very colorful. I thought that was red was going to be better. I'll move to black. Oh, here we go. That's better. I need cookies. Haha, that's my secret message to you guys today. I need cookies. So, a couple fun things that you guys can do today while you're stuck inside. That's kind of, I don't know what day this video is going to come out, so this might be a good rainy day video. But if it's nice out today, go outside and get some fresh air. Maybe draw on the sidewalk with some chalk or something. All right, I love you guys, I miss you guys, and I hope you're staying healthy. Bye-bye, see you next time.